Hello, rock stars. This is Mark from wolfofonlinemarketing.com or TWOM with a GreenGeeks Hosting review. Now, it's not that I guess it's kind of hard to review a hosting company because, generally we would say they're really bad or really good or okay or really expensive or really cheap. In this case, Green Geeks, it kind of ticks a lot of boxes. So I'm going to try to make this as short as possible and to the point as possible. Now, Green Geeks, the name comes from the fact that they're very environmental friendly. Now, I don't really know how that works when it comes to hosting. Maybe the cheap looking cPanel that I'm about to show you may be something to do with it. They also like to plant trees. So if you sign up with them, they will plant a tree. Now, I'm all for saving the world and having more trees planted. Absolutely, of course. Who wouldn't? But it's not my major concern. My major concern is the performance of this hosting platform, which I moved to about 3 years ago from SiteGround. If you're on YouTube, guys, click the link below. You'll go to my full, written review, which details everything out. So if you prefer reading, I prefer reading usually. Um, Scroll down, have a read over. Because I'm using Green Geeks, I can give a good, reliable review. So scroll down. If you want to check out the sales page, just click here. Sales page is as you would guess. It's telling you how good they are. Some of the things that they have. They have a lot of reviews. Now, it was about 3 years ago now that I decided to move. I was with SiteGround, and SiteGround were just getting ridiculous. Their support, which used to be amazing when I first started with them, I was with them for maybe four years. SiteGround, that is, and then the support just got so bad that there was no point in me even going on to chat with them because not to sound like I know everything, but I knew more than the people on SiteGround chat did. SiteGround support, so I'm talking to them and I'm thinking, no, that's not right. You're wrong. So the only reason really that I would ever contact the SiteGround hosting at the end was if it was something to do with the actual hosting that I couldn't change. So that's why I started looking for a new host and I found GreenGeeks. Now, I had it down to a list of three. Now, in my time in the last 13 years, I'm a full time online marketer, 13 years now, 12, 13, not sure. In that time, I've been with HostGator, GoDaddy, Bluehost, SiteGround, and GreenGeeks, and I'm pretty sure there's another one, maybe. But anyway, yeah, SiteGround was the last one I was with, and they removed cPanel. They got rid of cPanel and put in something called Site Tools, which is, in my opinion, rubbish. The support got terrible. The support is based out of Bulgaria, I believe, and nothing wrong with Bulgarians, of course. But if you don't know what you're talking about, especially when it comes to WordPress, then why are you on a WordPress chat? So that's SiteGround. Green Geeks, the support is a lot better. Now, again, this is going to sound, you know, like I'm saying, oh, I know everything. I don't, of course, nobody knows everything. But when I go onto the chat with Green Geeks, one thing is they're very friendly. Um, the other thing is at my stage now, I can fix pretty much everything to do with WordPress. So the only thing that I'll ever really need help with is a problem on their side, on their servers. That's what hosting is. It's a server. So that's where you host your websites, etc. All right, so this is a sales page, guys. Have a look over it yourself. If you're new and you're wanting to build a WordPress website like the one, if you click the link below, if you're on YouTube, click the link below, you'll go to the wolfofonlinemarketing.com, which is my website. Have a look around. You'll see how fast it loads, how you just go on and you'll see it's a very good site that is very well SEO optimized, and you'll not be waiting for ages for a page to load. It loads then instantly, and that's because of the SEO skills that I have acquired. So I always choose WordPress hosting. There is VPS hosting, reseller hosting, and WooCommerce hosting. Now, let's just say we're going to go with WordPress hosting, okay, which I would recommend if you're going to build a website and want it to rank and want people to see it. Um, you know, when I was moving from SiteGround, there was so many options, and I didn't want to go back the way. I was thinking Bluehost, they were okay, so maybe they've gotten better over the last 5, 10 years, whatever. But I decided to try something new. Also, as well, I thought to myself, so you can see all the reviews. CNET say they're one of the best hosting services of 2023. And these are the plans. So the light one for WordPress hosting is $295 a month, and you times that by 12 and you have your number. That's only one website though. Though you can start with this and then just upgrade when you're ready or when you want to. So that's really cheap. This is the one that I have, most popular it says. I have unlimited websites. There's a lot of things here, but I'll point out for me the most important things. See, one tree planted. So there you go. If even if you get the smaller plan, they plant a smaller plan. They plant a tree for you as well. So yeah, you have free backup, free SSL certificate, which is for SEO reasons is vital now. You can rank pretty much without an SSL certificate. CDN speeds up your website and makes it more secure. They have a built-in caching plugin, which I'll show you. And those are the plans. So if I was you, I would go with WordPress hosting, or you could go with a basic hosting, or whatever you want. Let's very quickly get on to mine and hope that I'm not logged out. So this is like the main kind of dashboard. Nothing on domains here. Security. So these are the domains that have an SSL certificate. This is done through Let's Encrypt. Now, why I like this, because if GreenGeeks did not have a third party relationship with Let's Encrypt, I would have to go onto Let's Encrypt myself and install an SSL certificate onto my website by myself, which is pretty tricky. I mean, it's not impossible. It's just it would take time. With this, it's one click, done, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Um, okay, so let's jump to support. I've already I've spoken about. You can go on here. Hope you can see this with my head in the way. So this is the chat, and like I said, they're always very helpful. If you're a beginner or you don't have a lot of experience with WordPress, they'll help you. Though most of the time, as you can see, I end up just what they do is they say, I'm going to take all your information and put it up to our experts. I think they say experts, and those are the people who really know what they're talking about. And then they email you pretty much within 5-10 minutes. Now, what I do a lot of the time, if it's to do with support, if it's like a server problem, so a hosting problem, something I can't change, I just go to my email and I find their support email, which is support@greengeeks.com, and I just send them an email with a little video in it saying, this is the problem. It's up to you guys to fix it. Please fix it. So that's the support. And I think support is very, people overlook it too much when they're choosing hosting. It is vital. If you have a website and that website, let's say, is making you, let's say, just $1,000 a month, and that website goes down, you're losing $1,000 a month. I mean, some websites are make 20, 50, $100,000 a month. So it's vitally important that that your support is there. If your website goes down, you get a notification, and boom, you're right onto chat saying, my website's down. How do I fix this? Get on it, kind of thing. So support is maybe overlooked, but very, very important. Now let's jump to hosting, and from here you go hosting, and then you have cPanel. Now I'm going to say this right off the bat. This, when I first signed up, I was like, this looks so bloody cheap. It just looks cheap. It does. Maybe that's why the green part comes in. Because on SiteGround, before they switched to Site Tools, the cPanel was all, fancy script and little boxes, and it all looked so beautiful and cool. So maybe they're using less resources on their cPanel, and that's one of the reasons why they're green. So I'm sure if you've ever had hosting before, you'll recognize this as a standard control panel or cPanel. Now, if you're a beginner and you're looking to start your first website, what you would want to do is you could either, if you're just signing up to GreenGeeks, they'll give you a free domain, and that would save a lot of time because then all you would do is go to WordPress Manager and you would install WordPress, which I can show you in a second. If you want to buy a domain or you have already bought a domain name from Namecheap or GoDaddy or whatever company out there, GoDaddy, don't buy from them. They just pump the prices up every year. Trust me. You want to go to Namecheap. So you go to Namecheap, you buy your domain, then you want to point your domain to your hosting. So you get something called DNS, Domain Name Servers. So this is your server here, GreenGeeks, or whatever hosting company you're with, and you would get your name servers, which I'm not going to show you just for security reasons. It's just three lines, and you would go to Namecheap or GoDaddy, and you would add in DNS. You put the DNS in, wait 24 hours, and then your domain is pointed at your hosting, in this case GreenGeeks, and then you can go ahead and install WordPress. So I'll just show you a couple of things. These are all up to date and there's not really much I can do. But let's say hypothetically I did want to install WordPress onto a new domain. I would click here and okay, this already has one. All of these have WordPress on them, but let's just pretend. So this one, greymoney.net. So it's really as simple as this. This is a quick WordPress tutorial, I guess. So you choose the domain. You want to have already chosen the SSL certificate before, which you would do inside cPanel, and then you would choose HTTPS. You can choose that with the www or without. Anyway, you choose whichever one you want. So let's say this one, we don't want the www dot. Check it's the latest version. Here, this bit's kind of important because you can't change this when your website is created. So, in my case, I would just call this Grey Money, which is what I did because it's already installed. So I would just write in here Grey Money. That's the name of the website. This part you can change when your WordPress website is built. So you can, play around with this. Yeah, I would just leave all of these, leave all of these. These are all plugins and themes that you can install directly from from the Softalicious inside of your hosting. I would say don't do that. Just pretty much check, this. Don't keep it as admin. Think of something that nobody else is going to know, like, I don't know, a dog that you had when you were a kid, or, one of your kid's best friends, something that nobody's going to find out, and use that as your admin username. There's a little tip for you because people use brute force attacks to get into your website. The more popular it gets, or even if it's not that popular, they still try to attack it. There's hackers all the time. Choose a good password, put in the email that you want any information about this website to go to. So you can put in a Gmail email. That's what I do. So all of my websites have a Gmail address that any information about the website goes to. And like I said, I would just leave all the plugins and install them once you've installed WordPress. So WordPress is like your base. And then once that's installed, then you can start installing plugins and choosing your theme. All right. And then from there, again, you would put in the email that you want and you would click install. Now, obviously, I can't do this because I already have on this domain WordPress. So let's jump, and that's you. You have WordPress installed. They would send you the login details. You log in. You start, putting in the plugins that you want. You choose your theme. You start to optimize it, and then boom, you have a website. Okay. So obviously, if you're, know this, I'm wasting your time, but for beginners, it might help. And then going back here, file manager. If you don't know what you're doing, just stay away from this. This is where basically your website is built. So the wolfofonlinemarketing.com, I'm going to open this up. Hopefully there's nothing that you shouldn't see, but these are all the files that blah, 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 that make up the wolfofonlinemarketing.com, my website. So all of this is just part of my website. Now, if I was to go and delete this, my website, the Wolf of Online, I could just go here. So this is why I'm saying protect your website, protect your hosting with two-step verification. Don't know if I said that, but you should always have it. Use the Authenticator app and have two-step verification. Somebody gets in here and they can literally just go delete, or they can put a redirect, or they can put malware into any of your websites, and you've just lost the whole business. So yeah, file manager, just leave for now. Um, if you're a beginner. The other thing is I wanted to show you is the Lightspeed Cache Manager. So you can download it from here. Yep, you can download it from here, and you can install it onto your WordPress website. It's better than any free caching plugin. I use WordPress Rocket on some websites and Lightcache on others. The one that I use, my not Lightspeed Cache on, are the ones that are very, very SEO optimized, and I use a plugin called WordPress Rocket. Now, if you are thinking about themes, choosing a theme when you've installed WordPress can be like a nightmare. You can spend days, weeks trying to choose the right one. What I do is I go to a platform or a company called My Theme Shop. I'll put a link below actually. And if you look at my website here, this is a theme. That's what you're seeing here. It's a theme, but I've changed it a bit, put some pictures on, and obviously a lot of content. This is called Splash, and it's a great theme. It's very, very fast. There is one faster though, and it's called Schema, Schema, and I have that installed, but yeah, it's there just as a backup. So my theme shop, great place to get WordPress themes if you're kind of stuck on where to get them. And sorry, cPanel. Now again as well, it's got everything that you need. So I mean, there's no point in me going over everything. If you're a beginner and you have any questions, or if you just have any questions of any kind, then stick them below. I will get back to you. The emails that I use, I actually deleted quite a few recently. So you can see here, this is Mark at the wolfofonlinemarketing.com. Now I can create as many emails as I want. So I could choose the wolfofonlinemarketing.com again, wherever it would be, and I could literally have support at the wolfofonlinemarketing.com. I could have help at the wolfofonlinemarketing.com. I could have my full name, Mark Gray, at the wolfofonlinemarketing.com. You can have as many emails using that domain as possible. Now, just a quick tip: if you're signing up for, let's say you're signing up to an autoresponder like GetResponse, which you could find a review of on my website as well, and that's who I use. Always sign up with an email that is at and then domain name. Don't use a Gmail or a Hotmail or a Yahoo. And that's your email accounts. Go back to tools just by clicking tools, and that's it. Like I said, it looks cheap. When I first moved over from SiteGrounds, I was like, oh, this looks pretty cheap, but it's actually very good. It loads very fast. It has everything that you need, and I did a lot of research, like I said, while paying, you know, with SiteGround. I didn't want to renew again because when I first signed up, let's say it was 160 euros, they pretty much doubled that the next year. And then the year after that, they wanted so much money. I was just like, are you guys crazy? So I stayed on month for month with SiteGround, and they were charging me like 80 euros a month for basically for everything that you're seeing here. And so I wanted to move quick, and I love the price of SiteGround. 4.95. I think I maybe even got it a little bit cheaper at the time. Um, and that's it. This is for me one of the best hosting on the market. It's If you care about that, it's a green it's a green save the planet kind of thing, which is cool. You have the ability to install WordPress. You have the Lightspeed caching plugin. Um, you have the email. You have everything that you need from a hosting plan. All right. Now, I'm not going to go on and on because I could go on and on about SEO and choosing the right theme, choosing the right plugins, but I'll leave that for another video and just say that, like I said at the beginning of my review, you can either say hosting is really good, really bad, okay, good, bad, really expensive. I would say GreenGeeks is very good, very, very cheap compared to what's out there. Now, GoDaddy or HostGator, which are both terrible in my opinion, have hosting. They shouldn't have, but they have, and a lot of people actually go to HostGator. I don't understand why. They may be $1 cheaper, but trust me, you don't want the hassle of being with HostGator. They are horrific. Um, that's all I'll say about HostGator. They're terrible. So yeah, guys, if you're on YouTube and you'd like to check out Green Geeks, click the link below. Go to my website. Have a look around. It's pretty well laid out. Might be something else that interests you. And if you want to check out Green Geeks, click the link at the bottom and have a look at the sales page. Remember that if you're going to go and you want a website to get free traffic, organic traffic, you want to work on your SEO, you're going to want WordPress hosting. All right. Okay, thanks again for watching, guys. This is Mark from the wolf of online marketing.com saying thank you for watching, and I will speak to you soon.